When I collapsed at work, the hospital called my parents. They sent me a brunch photo instead. I didn't feel it coming. One moment I was standing at my desk, reviewing structural calculations for the Harrison Bridge project. The next, the fluorescent light stretched into white tunnels and the floor rushed up to meet my face. Someone screamed. Probably Jessica from accounting. The paramedics asked questions I couldn't answer. Date? Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday. My name? Angela Cole. Age? 28. Emergency contact? Mom. Dad. They called. I remember the hospital ceiling tiles. 64 in my room. I counted them twice while waiting for the 4 to stop my hands from shaking. The doctor said severe exhaustion, malnutrition, dehydration. Burnout was the kind word. You've been running on empty for months, Miss Cole. I've been running for years. My phone sat on the plastic bedside table silent. No calls. No texts. For hours in the ER alone. Then it buzzed. Instagram notification. My sister Emma tagged me in a photo. I should have known better than to open it. But you always hope, don't you? Even when hope is a knife you keep swallowing. The photo. My parents, both sisters at Marcello's, the Italian place downtown that cost $60 per entree. The place I took them for Mom's birthday last month. On my credit card. Champagne glasses raised. Smiles wide and white. Emma's arm around our younger sister Mia. Dad's hand on Mom's shoulder. The caption stopped my heart. Family day without the drama, 2 heart sparkles, hashtag blessed, hashtag family first, hashtag peace and love. 43 likes already. I stared at that screen until the words blurred. The nurse came in, checked my vitals. Is someone coming to pick you up? I looked at the photo again. At their faces. At the expensive wine. At the word drama. Yeah, I whispered. They're on their way. She smiled and left. I was still alone when they discharged me at midnight. What would you have done in her place? The Uber driver didn't ask why I was leaving the hospital alone at 12:30 a.m. Maybe my face told him everything. I scrolled through the comments on Emma's post. Beautiful family. You all look so happy. Red heart. Family is everything. Mom had commented too. Sometimes peace requires distance, folded hands, so grateful for my girls. Her girls. Plural. I wasn't in the photo, but I was still paying for the meal. My credit card, the one they had for emergencies. Marcello's charged $340.67. I got the notification while the nurse was removing my four. My phone rang. Finally. Emma's name lit up the screen. My hands shook as I answered. Hello. Oh good, you're alive. Her voice was flat, annoyed. Did you send my rent payment? It's the 8th. I got a late fee notice. I couldn't speak. Angela? Hello? The payment. My voice cracked. I'm in the hospital, Emma. Silence. Then, okay, but did you send it? Something in my chest cracked wider. I collapsed at work. The doctors called Mom and Dad. No one came. Well, we had plans. We told you last week we were doing family brunch. You said you were too busy with work. She sighed like I was being difficult. You're always too busy. Then you wonder why we don't include you. I was unconscious. Angela, you're being dramatic. You're fine now, right? So can you just Venmo me? I have errands tomorrow. The Uber pulled up to my apartment, the small one-bedroom they called sad and depressing. I have to go, I whispered. Wait, the money. I hung up. Inside my apartment, I sat in the dark for 20 minutes. Then I opened my laptop. Bank statements loaded slowly. Rent payments to Emma. $1,400 monthly for 18 months. Car payment for Mia. $480 monthly for 2 years. Mom and Dad's mortgage after Dad lost his job, $2,200 monthly for 14 months. Credit card charges. Groceries, gas, restaurants, Mom's Botox, Emma's weekend trips. Total. $143,750. I closed the laptop. Then I opened it again and Googled one thing. How to cut off financially abusive family members. The first result was a Reddit thread titled, They don't love you. They love what you provide. I read until sunrise. Should she stop or finish what she started? I called in sick for 3 days. Not because of the collapse. Because I needed to think in silence. On day one I made lists. Every payment. Every guilt trip. Every time I said yes when my body screamed no. The time I worked through pneumonia because Emma needed her spring break funded. The time I skipped my own birthday dinner because Mom's credit card got declined at Nordstrom. And someone needed to be responsible. The pattern was surgical. They took, I gave, they complained I didn't give enough. On day two, I opened the family group chat. Scrolled back 2 years. Me. Can't make dinner tonight, big deadline. Mom. Of course. Work is more important than family. Emma. She's always like this. Me. Paid the mortgage. Account is low this month. Dad. We appreciate it, sweetheart. Don't know what we'd do without you. 3 hours later. Emma. Anyone want to go shopping? Mia. Yes. Mom. Mom. Angela just said she's broke. Emma. She always says that. She makes like $80K. I made $93,000. They thought I was selfish. On day 3 I found a group chat I wasn't in. Mia had accidentally added me 6 months ago, then immediately removed me. But screenshots live forever. I'd saved them, told myself I was paranoid. I wasn't. Emma. Think she'll cover my credit card this month? Mom. Just cry a little. Tell her you're struggling. She always folds. Mia. I feel bad sometimes. Emma. Don't. She has no life. What else is she going to spend money on? Her sad little apartment? Face with tears of joy, Mom. Emma. Emma. What? I'm just saying she likes feeling needed. We're doing her a favor. I read that message 17 times. She likes feeling needed. My phone buzzed. Mom calling. I stared at it. Watched it ring. Watched it go to voicemail. She called again. Again. Then Emma. Then Dad. 12 calls in 30 minutes. I turned my phone face down and opened my laptop. First, new bank account. Solo. No joint access. Second, canceled auto payments. All of them. Third, I did something I should have done years ago. I called the one person they all hated. Grandpa Richard answered on the second ring. His voice was cautious. We hadn't spoken since he'd cut off my mother a decade ago after she'd stolen $30,000 from him. Angela. My throat tightened. You were right about them. Silence. Then, tell me everything. I did. When I finished, he said 7 words that changed everything. You're not responsible for their choices. I started crying. Couldn't stop. I know it hurts, he said quietly. But you're not losing a family, Angela. You're escaping one. What do I do? Nothing. That's the point. You stop doing and you watch what happens. That night, my mother came to my apartment. I heard her pounding on the door, shouting my name. I sat on my couch in the dark 10 feet away, watching her shadow move under the door frame. Angela, open this door. What is wrong with you? I didn't move. Your father is worried sick. We all are. I turned off the lamp. After 20 minutes, she left. I slept 9 hours straight. For the first time in years, I didn't dream about drowning. The first payment bounced on a Tuesday. Emma's rent. The landlord texted her at 9 a.m. She called me at 9:03. I was in a project meeting. I sent it to voicemail. She called again. And again. 13 calls before noon. I didn't answer any of them. At lunch I checked my email. Subject line from Dad. Urgent mortgage. I deleted it without reading. Then Mom's voice filled my voicemail. Angela Marie Cole, I don't know what's gotten into you, but this is unacceptable. Your father and I are about to lose our house. Call me back. I took a bite of my salad and blocked her number. It felt like breathing after years underwater. By Wednesday, the dam broke completely. I took a bite of my salad and blocked her number. It felt like breathing after years underwater. By Wednesday, the dam broke completely. Mia's car payment bounced. Dad's mortgage payment bounced. Emma's credit card, the one I'd been paying minimums on for 8 months, went to collections. My phone became a war zone of blocked numbers calling from new numbers. Then they got creative. Aunt Sarah called. Honey, your mother is beside herself. What happened? Nothing happened, I said calmly. I just can't afford to support 4 adults anymore. But they're family. So am I. I hung up. Family friends left concerned Facebook messages. Cousins texted asking if I was okay. My mother posted on social media, praying for my daughter during this difficult time. Mental health struggles are so hard. Folded hands, broken heart. 200 sympathetic comments. I didn't respond, didn't defend myself, didn't explain. Silence, I learned, was the sharpest knife. Friday evening, Emma showed up at my office building. Security called up. "There's an Emma Cole here to see you?" My finger hovered over the phone. "Tell her I'm in a meeting." "She says it's an emergency." "Tell her I'm in a meeting." Through my office window, I watched her leave. She walked slowly, kept looking back like I might chase after her. I didn't. That weekend, I met Grandpa Richard for coffee. He slid a business card across the table. "A lawyer who specialized in financial abuse cases. Just in case they escalate." "You think they will? People who've been taking from you for years don't stop quietly." He stirred his coffee. "They'll try guilt first, then anger, then they'll play victim. And when none of that works, what? They'll try love." I thought about Emma in my office lobby, shoulders slumped, defeated. "That wasn't love," I said quietly. "I know, but they'll package it that way." He met my eyes. "The question is, will you believe them?" I looked out the window, watched people walk by, strangers living lives 75580. That didn't drain them. "No," I said. "I won't." He smiled. "Good." That night, Mia called from a number I didn't recognize. I almost didn't answer, but she was the youngest, the one I'd protected most. Maybe that's why her betrayal would hurt the worst. I answered. "Angela." Her voice was small, broken. "Please. I need to talk to you." "I'm so sorry," Mia whispered through the phone. "I didn't know it was this bad." I said nothing. "Emma and Mom. They never told me how much you were paying. I thought you were just helping with my car. I didn't know about everything else." "You were in the group chat, Mia." Silence. Then, "What group chat?" "The one where Emma said I like feeling needed. Where Mom coached you all on how to manipulate me." I don't know what you're talking about." The lie was so smooth it almost sounded true. "I have screenshots." Her breath caught. "Angela, I swear I barely looked at those messages. I was in college, I was busy. You graduated 2 years ago." More silence. "Can we please just meet? Face to face? I'll explain everything." Every instinct screamed no. But I was tired of fighting ghosts. "Fine. Saturday, 2 p.m. The coffee shop on 5th. "Thank you," she breathed. "Thank you so much. I love you." I hung up before I could say it back. Saturday morning, I met Grandpa Richard first. He handed me a manila folder across his kitchen table. I did some digging. Inside, bank statements, emails, text screenshots, things I'd never seen. "Where did you get these?" "Your mother tried to add me back to her accounts 3 months ago. Needed a cosigner for a loan." He tapped the folder. "She forgot I have access to her email. Old password never changed." I opened the first document. Email from Mom to Emma, dated 8 months ago. "Angela's bonus cleared. Time to have a crisis. Your rent increase story worked last time. Make it convincing." My hands went cold. Next document. Group chat between all 3, Mom, Emma, Mia. Emma. "She's asking questions about Dad's job situation." Mom. "Tell her his depression is back. She won't push if she thinks he's fragile." Mia. "Is he actually looking for work?" Emma. "Why would he? We have Angela." I flipped faster. A voice memo. I pressed play. Dad's voice laughing. "As long as she keeps paying, who cares if she's tired? She made her choices. We're just benefiting from her guilt complex." Emma's laugh in the background. "Her and that savior complex. Honestly, it's kind of pathetic." Mom. "Don't say that." Emma. "What? It's true. She has no life, no boyfriend, nothing. We're literally all she has. She should be grateful we let her help." The recording ended. I sat there staring at the folder. "There's more," Richard said quietly. "But that's enough for now. They planned it." My voice sounded far away. "All of it. Every crisis. Every emergency. Yes. For years. Yes." I looked up at him. "Did they ever love me?" His eyes softened. I think they loved what you gave them. But love and need aren't the same thing, Angela. I closed the folder. They didn't just use you, he continued. They coordinated it. Strategized. That's not family dysfunction. That's abuse. He nodded. I checked my watch. 1:47 p.m. 13 minutes until I was supposed to meet Mia. You don't have to go, Richard said. I know. But I went anyway. Mia was already there, sitting at a corner table. She looked smaller somehow. Younger. She stood when she saw me. Angela. Sit down. She sat. I placed my phone on the table between us. Opened the screenshots. The emails. The voice memo file. Her face went white. I'm going to ask you one question, I said calmly. And if you lie, I walk out and you never hear from me again. She nodded, tears already forming. Did you know? Mia's tears fell before she could answer. Yes, she whispered. I knew. The coffee shop noise faded, conversations, espresso machines, the bell above the door. All of it disappeared into her confession. Not at first, she continued quickly. When I started college, I really thought you were just being nice. Helping out. But then, junior year, Emma showed me the spreadsheet. Spreadsheet. Mom kept one. Every payment you made. Every excuse that worked. Success rates for different approaches. Her voice cracked. Emma thought it was funny. Called it, the Angela Project. I felt nothing. That's what shocked me most. No rage, no tears. Just cold, hollow clarity. Why are you telling me this now? Because I can't do it anymore. She reached for my hand. I pulled it back. Angela, I'm drowning. My credit cards are maxed. My car got repossessed yesterday. I have $200 to my name and... So this is about money. No. I mean, yes, I need help, but I also needed to tell you the truth. I've felt sick about this for years. Not sick enough to stop. She flinched. I stood up. Wait. She grabbed my wrist. Please. I know I don't deserve it, but I want to make this right. I'll testify if you need me to. I'll tell everyone what they did. I pulled my arm free. You want absolution, Mia? That's different than wanting change. That's not fair. Neither was taking $11,520 from me while laughing about it with Emma. Her face crumbled. I walked out. I expected to feel victorious. Instead, I felt tired. Grandpa Richard was waiting in his car outside. He read my face immediately. She knew. She knew. He nodded slowly. Last one. Last one. We drove in silence to his house. The sprawling estate my mother always said should have been hers. He made tea. I sat in his study, surrounded by books and the smell of old leather. I have something for you, he said, returning with another folder. More evidence? No. A strategy. Inside, names, numbers, contacts. A financial advisor. A therapist who specialized in family trauma. A lawyer. An accountant. And at the bottom, a handwritten note. You are not responsible for fixing people who broke themselves. I've set up some things, Richard said. The advisor can help you protect your assets. The therapist. Well, she helped me after I cut off your mother. And the lawyer is just in case they escalate legally. Why are you doing this? He was quiet for a moment. Because I failed you once. When you were 16 and your mother started asking you to loan her money, I saw it happening. I said nothing. I told myself it wasn't my place. He met my eyes. I won't make that mistake again. Something in my chest loosened. I don't know how to do this, I admitted. How to just be alone. They've been my whole life for so long. You won't be alone. You'll be free. There's a difference. He poured more tea. And you're not starting from nothing, Angela. You have a career you built yourself. An apartment you pay for. A life they couldn't touch because you kept one piece of yourself separate. I didn't keep it separate. I just didn't have time for it while funding theirs. Exactly. And now you have time. That week, I met with all the contacts Richard provided. The financial advisor helped me open new accounts, freeze my credit, set up barriers. The therapist asked one question in our first session. What do you want your life to look like? I realized I didn't know. I'd spent so long being what they needed, I forgot to become what I wanted. I want peace, I finally said. Then let's build it. For the first time in years, I believed it was possible. 3 weeks of silence. No calls. No texts. No desperate voicemails. I should have known it wouldn't last. Tuesday afternoon, security called my office. There's a Mia Cole in the lobby. She says it's urgent. My finger hovered over the phone. Every instinct screamed no. But something else whispered, what if she's really changed? What if she's the one who could be saved? Send her up. I regretted it before she reached my floor. Mia walked into my office looking worse than I'd ever seen her. Swollen eyes. Unwashed hair. A coffee stain on her shirt. Thank you for seeing me, she said, voice raw. I didn't invite her to sit. You have 5 minutes. I left them. The words rushed out. I moved out of Mom and Dad's house. I'm staying with a friend. I blocked Emma. I told Mom I was done being part of whatever this is. I watched her carefully. Why? Because you were right. About all of it. She wiped her eyes. I've been going to therapy. Twice a week. My therapist helped me see how toxic they are. How toxic I was. Something in my chest wanted to soften. I'm trying to get my life together, she continued. I got a job retail. It doesn't pay much, but it's honest. I'm working on my credit. I'm trying to be better. That's good, Mia. I'm glad. But I need help with one thing. She pulled out papers. My student loans. They're in default. $47,000. If I don't make a payment by Friday, they're garnishing my wages and I'll lose the apartment I just got approved for. There it was. I'm not asking for all of it, she said quickly. Just enough to get current. $3,000. I'll pay you back. I have a payment plan written out and everything. No. Her face fell. Angela, please. I know I don't deserve it, but I'm really trying. This is the last time. I swear. That's what Emma said. That's what Mom said. That's what Dad said. I kept my voice steady. The last time is never the last time. But I'm different now. Are you? Mia's phone buzzed on my desk. The screen lit up. Group chat notification. Family. Emma. She's in there now. Stick to the script. Time stopped. Mia lunged for the phone. Too late. Picked it up. Read the messages. Mom, cry more. She responds to tears. Emma. Ask for $5,000. She'll negotiate down to 3. Psychology 101. Mia, I feel sick about this. Emma. You'll feel sicker when you're homeless. Do it. I looked up at Mia. Her face had gone white. Angela, I can explain. Get out. She started crying. Real tears this time. I'm so sorry. They said you'd never help me if I didn't play along. They said this was the only way. You always have a choice, Mia. You just keep choosing them. I don't have anyone else. Neither do I. The words ripped out of me. I have been alone in every hospital room, every hard day, every moment that mattered. But I chose myself anyway. Why can't you? She stood there shaking. Because I'm not as strong as you. No. You're just not as tired of being used. I handed her phone back. Walked to my office door. Opened it. Angela, please. I said get out. She walked past me, shoulders heaving with sobs. I closed the door. Then I locked it. Slid down against it. And cried for the sister I thought I had. The one who never existed. That night I sat in my apartment, staring at my phone. Mia's contact. Emma's. Mom's. Dad's. All blocked but still there. I opened my messages. Started typing to Grandpa Richard. I almost fell for it again. 3 dots appeared immediately. But you didn't. That's what matters. When does it stop hurting? The dots took longer this time. When you stop expecting them to be who you needed them to be. I deleted all their contacts. Not blocked. Erased. Felt like cutting off a limb. But the limb was gangrenous. Sometimes amputation is survival. Was revenge worth it? 6 months later, my mother called from a hospital. Not her number, a nurse's phone. Ms. Cole? This is Mercy General. Your mother, Patricia Cole, has listed you as her emergency contact. She's asking for you. My hand tightened around my phone. What happened? She had a health scare. We've run tests. She's stable now, but she's very anxious. She keeps saying she needs to see her daughter. I closed my eyes. Saw myself at 22, rushing to the hospital when Mom called about chest pains. False alarm. But I'd paid the bill. Saw myself at 25, leaving work early when she collapsed. Anxiety attack. But I'd stayed 3 days. Miss Cole. Is she in danger? No, but. Then tell her I hope she recovers. I hung up. 2 minutes later, Emma called from the nurse's phone. I answered. Stop. She's in the hospital, Angela. What is wrong with you? She's stable. The nurse said so. She's asking for you. She's crying. Do you have any idea what you're doing to her? About as much idea as she had when she posted Family Day without the drama, while I was in the ER. Silence. That was a year ago, Emma said quietly. You're really going to hold a grudge forever? It's not a grudge. It's a boundary. It's cruelty. No, Emma. Cruelty is coordinating a decade of financial abuse. I'm just choosing not to participate anymore. She hung up. An hour later, Dad sent an email. Subject, your mother. Angela, I don't know what happened to you, but this isn't who you are. Your mother is heartbroken. Your sisters are confused. I'm disappointed. Family forgives. Family shows up. You've become cold and selfish. I hope you can live with yourself. I read it 3 times. Then I wrote back. Dad, you're right. Family does forgive. Family does show up. Which is why I'm confused about the 17 years you let Mom use me as an ATM while calling it love. Or the time I had pneumonia and you asked if I could still cover Mia's car payment. Or the group chat where you laughed about my guilt complex. I can live with myself now. That's the difference. Don't contact me again. Angela. I hit send before I could overthink it. Then I did something I should have done a year ago. I wrote a letter. Not to them, to myself. I listed every sacrifice. Every ignored boundary. Every time I set myself on fire to keep them warm. I read it out loud in my empty apartment. My voice cracked on some parts. Steadied on others. When I finished, I walked to the kitchen sink. Lit the corner with a match. Watched it burn. The smoke alarm went off. I waved a towel until it stopped. Then I washed the ashes down the drain. My phone rang again. Grandpa Richard. You okay? I looked around my small apartment. The one they called sad. It was quiet. Clean. Mine. Yeah, I said. I really am. Proud of you, kid. Thanks, Grandpa. After we hung up, I opened my laptop. Searched for one thing. Half-marathon training for beginners. 1 year after the collapse. I stood at the summit of Mount Tam. Lungs burning, legs shaking, heart full. I'd run a half-marathon that morning. Finished in 2 hours and 18 minutes. Not fast. But I finished. Grandpa Richard waited at the finish line with a sign. That's my granddaughter. Now overlooking the bay, I pulled out my phone. 1 year ago, I was in a hospital bed, staring at a photo that destroyed me. Today I took a different photo. Me. Healthy. Strong. Smiling. I posted it on Instagram, the account I'd stopped checking months ago. Caption. Family Day without the drama. No tags. No explanations. I put my phone away without reading responses. Below, the city stretched out like a promise. My therapist asked me last week if I felt like I'd gotten revenge. I thought about it for a long time. No, I finally said. Revenge would mean I still care what they think. She smiled. So what do you have instead? Peace. My phone buzzed. Grandpa Richard. Dinner tonight? My treat. I smiled and typed back. Only if I can pay. Absolutely not. Then I'm not coming. You drive a hard bargain, kid. I looked at the horizon one last time. Somewhere in the city below, my family was living their lives. Maybe struggling. Maybe thriving. Maybe still talking about me. I didn't know. And for the first time in my life, I didn't need to. Emma posted something last month. A mutual friend told me. Something about toxic people, and setting boundaries and choosing peace. I didn't look. Mia sent a letter to Grandpa Richard's house. Asked him to give it to me. He asked if I wanted it. I said no. He burned it in his fireplace. Sent me a photo of the ashes with the caption. Sometimes closure is a choice, not a conversation. Mom tried one last time, showed up at my office 6 months ago. Security called. I had them escort her out. I never saw her face. Dad's LinkedIn shows he finally got a job. Good for him. I blocked him there too. My life now: morning runs, therapy Thursdays, project deadlines that challenge but don't break me. A small circle of friends who don't need anything from me except my company. Last month I went on a date. He was kind, funny, paid for his own meal without making it a thing. We're taking it slow. I'm learning what healthy looks like. It's quieter than I expected. Grandpa Richard says I'm different now. Lighter. I asked him if he ever regrets cutting off my mother. He looked at me for a long time. Every day, I regret that I didn't do it sooner. I understood exactly what he meant. At the summit, wind in my hair, I whispered 6 words into the sky. I chose me. And I'd do it again. Then I started the long walk down.